Indiana Fever many fans is still poking fingers at head coach Stephanie White for actually making the game not entertaining anymore, bro. This motion offense has to be addressed, and Stephanie White has to be held accountable because it's truly the offense that she's running, and it is not for Caitlin Clark at this point. Now, both Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White spoke to the media immediately.
What really happened behind the scenes? This wasn't your standard press conference. You'll need to watch it to understand the full picture. Caitlin Clark just made a bold and direct statement about her health, and she didn't hold back. When addressing Stephanie White, was it criticism? Was it honesty? Was it part of a larger message? This is an initial reports and reactions video on Caitlin Clark. Let's just say, everyone's paying attention now.
At times we could have played a little bit faster, and I think that's on me, like not conceding in that. We still got to play up tempo. We still got to play fast. But I mean, I thought for the most part we did a lot of stuff that coach wanted us to do, and you know, that wasn't why we lost.
I can't hold you, man. That kind of looked like she let that slip out, man. I don't know. But I mean, we all see it. When they play slow, it's just not a good team, man. They're not as good as we see that they could be, right? So they need to play fast, man. I think, you know, they don't necessarily look that good when they're playing half-court ball. Maybe taking something from the Valkyries, man. The Valkyries run, all right? They be running.
She looks drained, emotionally stretched, but not defeated. The WNBA keeps stacking obstacles in her wheel. I could distort it. The version of American Ninja Warrior, only with questionable officiating and coaching decisions that make it even tougher. Yet Caitlin Clark keeps pushing forward, running on determination, caffeine, and sheer willpower. At this point, it's no longer just about basketball. She's navigating a battlefield.
The league needs to take care of Caitlin, not for special treatment purposes, but that's who everybody's there to see. Everybody wants to see Caitlin Clark play. And if you let other teams and other people beat the shit out of her, she's going to spend 2 weeks out injured. And your attendance is going to drop because people aren't going to get the chance to see her. And if you actually want to be paid the same as the NBA players, obviously not by actual dollar for dollar, but for revenue percentage, you need to protect her. You need her to be playing at her best and not be having the...
It's as if the referees mistook her for a tackling dummy. Beyond being the symbol of hope, growth, and sold-out arenas, Caitlin Clark has somehow become the league's easiest target. This isn't about missed calls. Anymore, it feels like an ongoing experiment. Officials are practically testing how many illegal screens and shoulder checks one player can endure before breaking down under the pressure.
Vegas Aces defeated the Indiana Fever 89-81. And this game was disappointing for many fans, not only for the fact that it seemed like the Fever had this one in the bag, but they kind of gave it away at the end of the game, but also because it seemed like there was something off with this Fever team. They didn't have the same energy and spark that we all know and love. So many fans are asking, what is going on?
The whistles have turned into background noise, only sounding when it's Caitlin Clark in the spotlight. Suddenly, the rulebook feels like a chaotic, choose-your-own-adventure story. If someone roughs her up, play continues without pause. But if she so much as breathes too close to an opponent, it's treated like a flagrant 2 foul and worthy of a multi-game suspension.
I have figured out the solution to the Indiana Fever's problems. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. This is what we got to do. We got to put Caitlin Clark off ball. We need to run a motion offense. So when the defense takes away what Caitlin Clark does best, we have other players that can still perform. So when she does have bad games, we're not completely dead in the water. I think that is the best way to move forward with this Indiana Fever.
Physical play has rules, at least it's supposed to. Right now, there are street muggings with less contact. You almost wonder if defenders are hiding metal under their wristbands. And the league, silent or worse, posting on Instagram like everything's fine, while their biggest star gets buried. Under cheap shots, Indiana isn't helping. The atmosphere feels like group therapy for a team stuck in a cycle of broken plays and missed chances. Caitlin Clark joined a franchise that feels flimsy, unstable, and unprepared. She's trying to play elite basketball while her teammates fumble through chaos. There's no clear system, no guidance, and the coaching looks like a guessing game, drawn in invisible ink.
Let's talk about Caitlin Clark. So she struggled once again in this game. She was 7 for 20 from the field and 1 for 10 from 3, which puts her at 1 for 17 over the past few games. And if you're a fan of Caitlin Clark, you know that this is so unlike her. She is arguably the best shooter in the WNBA, and she is having a significant cold streak over the past 2 games. But her missing shots isn't actually what bothers me. The thing that bothered me most in the game yesterday was the one shot that she passed up. Now, she had been missing a few shots, and if you guys were on my live stream, I said the thing that she needs to do is to continue shooting. Shooters shoot. The only way to break a cold streak is to...
Stephanie White stands on the sideline, pointing like she's ordering at a drive-thru. When Clark looks to the bench, there's nothing there. The game dissolves into confusion, and the players are stuck guessing the plan. Clark's once electric game is lagging. Her timing is off. 1 minute it's speed, the next it's patience. She's hesitant now, trying to survive elbows and find direction that never comes. The league wanted her star power, but forgot how to support it. This isn't just bad basketball, it's mental exhaustion.
What'd you say? Wait, what? Did you just tell me that Stephanie White went on an interview tour this whole entire offseason saying exactly that? Did you just tell me Stephanie White went on an interview? So how come when Caitlin Clark has a bad game, this team looks like absolute dog shit? How come when Caitlin Clark isn't busy backpacking this team, it looks like absolute dog shit, coach? Just a question. Just a question. What we saw today, folks, I feel bad for everybody that had to sit through that. Everybody that wasted 2 hours and 25 minutes watching the Indiana Fever versus the Las Vegas Aces. I feel bad that we had to sit through that. That was a tough watch.
She hasn't even hit her sophomore stride yet. This was supposed to be the breakout year, the moment everything clicks. Instead, she's stuck in a survival game with mismatched teammates and no real support. Fans are calling for change, while league officials seem busy rewriting the rules like it's a puzzle game. Caitlin Clark is a generational talent trapped in a loop where every game feels like a rerun of frustration. And through it all, she smiles. In press conferences, as if holding on to a plan no one else can see.
Well, I think you have to look at things a little bit holistically. I think Caitlin Clark is a really hard player to officiate, much like Diana Taurasi was throughout the course of her career, for a couple of reasons. Caitlin Clark regularly gets picked up in the full court. She also gets blitzed more over the course of her career than any player in WNBA history or in that period of time. And she also creates some contact herself on the offensive end of the floor. She is very difficult to officiate because of all of the contact that's happening around her.
She needs a way out. The longer she stays trapped in this cycle, the harder it will be to reclaim her game. This isn't just about losing. It's about losing her identity while the league stands by. They brought in cameras and sponsorships the moment she turned pro. But now they're letting her disappear behind meaningless sets and scattered rotations. She's not just another player, she's why people are watching. Yet coaching decisions feel like random experiments on a whiteboard. If no one steps in, she'll have to save herself. Because this isn't just hurting her stats, it's draining her spirit, and honestly, she deserves better. So do the fans.
Well, I be damned. I be damned. 7 for 20 from the field, 1 for 10 from the three-point line, and look at those turnovers, 8 turnovers. she leads the league in turnovers. But guess what? Her Clarkies are only going to be impressed, and they're going to brag about the 19 points and 10 assists. Me personally, I'm all about efficiency. I'm concerned about those last three, them turnovers, which she leads the league in turnovers. She is shooting horrible from the field. And as far as them three-pointers in the last two games...
At this point, Caitlin Clark should consider leaving, lest Indiana finds a coach who can tell the difference between strategy and chaos. If she stays, we're not watching a superstar rise. We're watching one get dismantled. She's on the court but not in control. Her talent is intact, but her leadership and spark are fading. This isn't development, it's slow destruction, piece by piece, while everyone pretends it's part of the plan.
At the Indiana Fever, we're trying to be that team that runs you off the floor, that hustles. I felt like they were the deepest team. Like, looking at the roster, man, they actually have some players that could run the floor. And I'm just like, dang, bro, it's really crazy to see that they're not really trying to run the floor like I would expect them to. And also using Michaela Timpson. Like, that is some young pair of legs, man. You should be using Michaela Timpson to help you run the floor, play lockdown defense, hustle defense, you know, winning the 50-50 balls. You need young legs to do that.